What's up everybody, how's it going? It's Berk, aka Dansgwait here, and welcome to this commentary playthrough of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Here we are almost 4 years after the first game in the Remake trilogy, which I was a big fan of. I have been looking forward to this one for a long time. It's no secret that I was generally excited for Final Fantasy XVI, of course, but Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was always the game for me. I had such a good time with Remake. I felt like they laid down such a great foundation for the rest of the series that I just could not wait to begin playing this game. Now, as of starting this playthrough, the reviews are already out, and according to the reviews at least, this game is officially critically acclaimed. It has a 93 on Metacritic, which is absolutely huge. It's one of the highest scores a Final Fantasy game has ever gotten, and so expectations are high. Before I even saw any review scores, I was really excited for this one and I had high hopes for it. Now they are even higher, so I'm going to try my best to not get too overhyped for this, because we need to see for ourselves if it really is going to live up to those insane scores. But I am just so excited, and it's such a pleasure to share this with you guys. Thank you so much to Square Enix for sending me a review code and supporting the channel so that I can provide you guys with this first episode at launch. Hopefully everybody enjoys their time. For anyone that hasn't seen a Dansgwait Final Fantasy playthrough before, I generally have quite a light, mellow approach to these games. I don't talk over the cutscenes, I let the game tell its story, and I try my best to engage with the game as best as I can and give you guys the most honest, authentic experience that I can as I play through these games. So let's get into it. There's going to be a lot of cutscenes and a lot of story to start in this first session. Let's get up to speed with Final Fantasy Rebirth and see if it truly is a Final Fantasy that can live up to the legacy of the golden era that so many of us love dearly. So let's get into it. Please remember to drop a like if you are enjoying the content, especially for this part 1. It helps a lot, and it will allow more people to find this video and to discover the channel, and hopefully immerse themselves in more Final Fantasy experiences on the Dansgwait channel. Let's begin a new game. I haven't done any tests or anything like that. I've been playing some Remake, of course, to warm up, and I did go to 2 preview events for Final Fantasy Rebirth. Does it give me any options when I select a new game? Sure. There you go. Okay. So yeah, I did not play through the demo for the record, but I do have obviously a Remake file, so I get the Leviathan summoning materia. Very nice. And I get the Ramuh summoning materia. Brilliant. Okay. Go with default for this. No. Now, this was very interesting because this is not in the demo, but it was obviously in the second preview that I played, and I read through this and it says enemy difficulty adjusts automatically based on your skill level. Select this if you love the thrill of the fight. And this is something that I think is worth trying because I talk about this kind of thing so often, and recently I have been playing Final Fantasy VIII, which is one of the rare Final Fantasies that has level scaling. And I am curious about their take. It does say this setting can be changed at any time, and so we will go with the dynamic option and see what this does. So I'll talk about this more later on, but to get on with the game, I will just select this and see how we do. I will go for the active as well. Alright, let's do this. Enjoy, my friends.
I'm waiting, Cloud.
The wait is over.
I'm here on the Midgar Expressway. The scene is indescribable. Countless buildings have been leveled, and part of the road has collapsed. The smoke rising from the rubble is reminiscent of a funeral pyre. Of course, this is only the most recent in a series of crises. Multiple reactor bombings, followed by the fall of the Sector 7 plate, culminating in this unprecedented destruction, caused by a massive tornado which swept through Sectors 0, 1, and 2. After a briefing with Shinra investigators, Mayor Domino released a statement declaring the tornado to be, quote, weather warfare perpetrated by the infamous insurgent group known as Avalanche. The administration also suspects the involvement of Wutai and has begun investigations into the matter.
Boy, oh boy, the price of freedom is steep.
Of course, this is only the most recent in a series of crises. Multiple reactor bombings, followed by the fall of the Sector 7 flight.
Boy, that tornado really did a number on the city.
Destruction.
I thought another reactor blew up.
Which must have been caused by the tornado.
Man, when it rains, it pours.
As you can see. Ah, over there.
Amidst the wreckage of the expressway, search and rescue operations are already in progress.
We still have one
To your right.
Ex-soldier, armed with a buster sword. Highly dangerous.
I repeat, the fugitive is an ex-soldier, armed with a buster sword.
Back over here.
Get him on board! Prep for takeoff!
The rescue team has pulled people from the rubble. Quick, get the camera off them. Come on, this way.
Contact the SAR team. Targets have been secured. We are exfilling via helo now.
Move it! We're taking off!
What?
Hey! Turn that off! The survivors are being taken away! I got it already! Oh no, we're not going to kill you!
Excuse me. Could you look after my friend? Just for a bit. Too much Mako. But he'll be fine.
Hey!
Aerith!
Well, hold on now. I swear to God, this wasn't in the preview that I played. I think they pulled a fast one on us. Like, this is completely new material. I've never played this before. So the second preview that I did, they told us we basically get to start like a fresh game. And I'm pretty sure I went new game and I just went into it and I did not have this. Holy shit. Okay. Well. Okay. Let's just keep going forward. I'm so curious to know what's going to happen here. We're just going to move straight on. I'd love to like stand and just speculate for 5-10 minutes, but let's just see how this plays out. So yeah, this is completely unseen stuff for me as well. as someone who supposedly already played the start of the game. So they've been cheeky, and they've hidden this, it seems. Okay.
Get away from her! He's got a buster sword!
Okay, we're doing it, man. We're playing through a Zack already from the get-go. That's insane. There we go. Whoa.
Come on, let's get him.
Are they basically like creating some kind of alternate version of how he dies? Because obviously this is nothing like what happened in the original. Fascinating stuff. We will just go with it and see what happens. It's definitely very weird to be fighting a Zack right now under these circumstances.
Thank you.
Where's the ancient?
Heads are gonna roll if we don't find her! Just shut the hell up and search!
This is so messed up. All of it. But I'm back now, Aerith. I'm back.
Damn. Okay, so maybe not a survivor then. They called them survivors initially. It really is messed up, as Zack says. What is going on?
All right then. Seeing as we've got the time, want to tell the rest of us about you and your buddy Sephiroth?
Sure. If Tifa doesn't mind.
Me? Yeah, no problem. It's
It all started 5 years ago. I was 16 at the time. There was hardly any work for soldiers back then, and the little there was boring as hell. My heart wasn't in it. Then, out of nowhere, the job of a lifetime came. A mission with Sephiroth. I couldn't believe my luck.
Right, so that was a prologue that they hid from us in the previews. Holy shit. Sneaky.
It's really coming down, huh? Hey man, feeling any better? I'm good. Sure don't look it. Wish I could help, but never been motion sick. Sorry, man. Ready to do this?
Yeah, you bet.
Hey, rein it in.
Sorry. No can do.
Kids.
Say, I'd like to be briefed on the mission at some point. Because if it's another one of those Turks gigs, you can let me off right here.
Really?
Finally make first. What do? Call a ceasefire with Wutai. Stealing my shot at glory. I didn't join Soldier to be an errand boy. I joined up so I could be a hero, like you.
Well, our mission is to survey a rundown reactor. Another one of those Turks gigs.
Fine. Job's a job, I guess. Where is it?
Nibelheim.
Nibelheim? That's where I grew up.
Got some fiends at R12!
Let's go. You take one, I'll take the other. Wait in the truck.
No way! I got this!
Here we go. Let the hero handle it. Not quite one hit KO, but you know. Sephiroth is clearly on a whole different level. Yeah, we get it. We got a long sword.
He was in a different league from the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
Nibelheim. That's where they built the first reactor. Right?
Yeah. It all started in the fall. Something was wrong with the reactor, and the whole village was up in arms. Talk of strange new monsters on the mountain only made things worse. People were scared, desperate.
The villagers tried to take care of the monsters themselves, but it was no good. Ended up calling Shinra. So the company sent help. Best they had.
Home sweet home, right? Tell me, how does it feel? I have no home, so I wouldn't know.
You still got parents though, right?
A mother named Genova. She died shortly after I was born. My father...
Whoa there! Genova? Like from the Shinra building?
Yeah. Don't worry, I'm getting to that.
Why am I talking about this? Come on, let's go.
Hope I didn't keep you waiting. I'm Xander, the mayor here. I wanted to greet you myself, to welcome you to our humble little town. Please, if you'll follow me.
Consider yourself off duty till sundown.
Well, already a lot to unpack. Yeah, there's a lot of tutorials early on that I definitely do remember. We will talk about those later. But yeah, here we go. This is where the game officially begins. But as I say, that prologue, I had never seen that before, and I'm pretty sure they kept that as a secret because I remember playing through the first like chapter and a half on the second preview that I did, and I was thinking like there's been no reference at all to some of the stuff we'd seen in the trailers about, you know, like what happens to Zack at the end of Remake and the potential for like 2 different timelines and 2 different realities or whatever it might be. So I was like, that's kind of strange that they kind of ignored that whole thing. I guess they didn't. So this was a big surprise for me and very, very interesting. So yeah, that's obviously going to be a major part of the narrative, like what the hell is going on with Sephiroth. Aerith does look like she died in that alternative. For now, we'll just have to call it like alternate reality. The one in which I guess maybe fate wasn't altered or something, whatever. We will just have to see. That stuff is going to be very interesting. And well, that's why it's still, they're really leaning into the whole, it's an unknown journey. And from what I'm seeing, it feels to me like they really realize what a sense of wonder players had back in 1997 when they left Midgar for the first time. Like there's this big open world in front of them, anything can happen. And like so many people that were playing that for the first time, that were in this sense of awe and just expectation and freedom. And I think they're trying their best to kind of recapture that sort of imagination with the remake and how they're tackling things. So with this game, there's a lot of like some of the developer quotes are like, you know, you can play this as your first game in the trilogy. You don't need to play the first one. We're starting off on a whole new journey here. And I think, you know, not only is it going to be physically like that, in terms of obviously like literally getting out into the rest of the world, narratively they're really making sure it feels like we just don't know what's going to come narratively as well. Like we know the general story, but we just don't know how all of this is going to fit in and where we're going to be by the end of this game. And so it's definitely very interesting, and I'm very excited to see how things go with that stuff. So let me have a quick look at a couple of options first. There is a photo mode. I might use that if I see anything particularly interesting. But what I wanted to check was... I tried to like make the speech stand out a little more with this stuff. That should be fine. Also with the subtitles, I'd like to not have the speaker names if I can avoid that. Dynamic, all of this stuff. We'll leave this for now. Yeah, I like to just have this be dialogue only, personally. In the chat log, it kind of just like, there's too much information on the screen. I personally don't like it like that. So we'll do that. And the final thing, this is something I generally personally prefer, and I do advise to most people. I kind of like the battle distance to be further, and the camera distance to be further. It just like makes the whole like the areas feel a little bit more immersive. I do feel the camera's a bit too close, especially when you have a bit more like open environments and they're not as claustrophobic. I think it's, to me at least, it looks nicer to have it spread out. Okay.
Backwater is an understatement. Don't blame you for getting the hell out of here.
So, any friends here you want to see? Maybe a girlfriend?
Yeah, so the general playthrough is going to be, like I say, chill, casual, taking it at my own pace, not trying to rush things. This is a big game. If there's one thing I've heard from a few people I know who have played, the game is huge. There's a lot to do in this game. It's not going to be some like 25-hour just like blast through. I believe if you really want to do everything, you want to go like platinum levels, do like chapter selects, hard modes, all of that extra stuff, you're looking at like over 100 hours of content for this game, legitimately. So we're not going to rush things, we're going to take it easy. We do have the dynamic difficulty, and one reason I picked it was because I always have this dilemma about, well, if I do side quests, and I do too many of them, I might get too strong for the storyline quests, and some of the storyline battles and highlight sections are going to be a bit not as fun because I'm too OP. But if we have dynamic scaling, it feels like I could maybe have my cake and eat it, where I could do the side quests, and also... What's the button? Yeah. Where I could do the side quests and not end up being OP because the game is dynamically scaling to account for the fact that I am stronger. So that's the general idea, and we will see how well that works in practice. But for now at least, I think that might be a good way to set things off. So yes, welcome to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, my friends. Already, I'm just like I'm just so, I was thinking, like, I've already done 2 previews of this game. I basically played most of the demo that you guys would have had access to, and then I also literally played like the first 1.5 chapters, and I thought to myself, especially this first session, it's going to be a bit of a, you know, a rehash. I've already played this stuff, it's not going to feel as hype because I've literally played it before. But already, even seeing that extra prologue section has just made me so much more hype. I'm like, maybe there's other aspects of it that I haven't seen that they've kept hidden. And so I'm just as excited as I was when I was playing the first preview. So yeah, very much looking forward to it.
Hey, what's Midgar like?
But yeah, in the remake as well, I was very impressed by like the towns and, you know, the density of the towns, the amount of NPCs they had, the chatter going on. And so far, I don't think this game is any different. The towns look very faithfully remade. High effort.
You worked out with everyone?
Just for a bit.
Could you keep up?
Now, that being said, my goal is initially at least not to play through, like do one run of the game and find absolutely every single thing that I can and every secret. Every mini game done to completion. Like that's not generally how I play games, but at least when in doubt about whether a side quest is going to make me too OP, I probably don't have to worry about that. And so I'll just generally play it, you know, the way I want to, and we'll just see how we go from there. And well, this game does have a chapter select, so once I'm done with the story, if there's still things I want to tackle, we can always continue it as like a post-game series after the main one.
Then I stop by my mom's. Not that it matters.
Sure it does. I know I want to hear what happened.
Me too.
Me 3.
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, so we're going to do this.
My dad died when I was a kid. So after I left for Midgar, she was on her own. It was the first time we'd seen each other in 2 years. First time. And last.
I'll be right there.
Cloud, is that you?
Hey.
Welcome home. Come in. Let me get a good look at you.
My. So that's what they've got you wearing, huh? You soldiers sure do clean up nice.
I've never been so proud. The man you've become. Women must be hounding you day and night.
Not really.
You know, there's all kinds of temptations in the big city. I'd feel a lot better if I knew you'd found a good girl. One who'd make sure you didn't get into trouble.
I can take care of myself.
An older, more mature girl that could keep you on the straight and narrow and tell you when you're being a silly goose. That's the perfect type for you, I'd say.
They are feeding you properly, aren't they? Oh, Cloud.
But you know, Cloud.
Wouldn't you agree, Cloud?
You're my son.
Of course, I'll always be.
Okay, that's enough.
But yeah, already even from that little flashback, like the scene with his mum getting the bearings. Yeah, Okay. You can see, like, anyone who's played the original and remembers some of the dialogue from the original there, it's pretty much almost a one-for-one lift from the original. So even like this flashback so far, at least, it feels like it's definitely like retelling the same part of the story, and nothing particularly wacky is different this time around. But it's one of these where, like, on the one hand, we have probably a parallel that looks to be following the original quite close, and then we obviously have this whole entirely different situation that's very different from the original going on. And how those two things are going to merge together, that obviously we don't know. And that's the unknown journey, that's the mystery.
Soldier, good to see you. How about a taste of home before you go?
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Wait a minute. Is that Cloud? Silly boy. You should have let us know you'd be paying us a visit.
The taste reminds you of home. Now, obviously, this was one of the more confusing aspects of the game for me when I first began. The whole Cloud identity crisis, Nibelheim flashback, all of that stuff. I'm hoping that in this game they make that a little bit easier to kind of understand and address. I think already the whole, like, the voice acting and obviously the way enhanced visuals over the original already kind of makes certain things much more clear than they were in the original, I feel. It was obviously just the PS1 style and the text boxes and stuff, so I do think that's helping.
So how did it feel being back up there?
I don't know. Nostalgic, I guess? After 2 years away and all that.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So we did look through that window. There's obviously a reason for that. So even in this small area right now, you could have just gone straight for the next story bit, or there's definitely NPCs to talk to, things to see.
Those soldiers certainly are handsome.
Like here.
Huh? You went to my place?
I figured you might be there.
Wait a second. You two were neighbors?
We were, but it's not like we hung out that much.
We had our reasons.
Our reasons, huh? Bet most of them had to do with you.
Big boy Barrett, I've missed him. He's great. He's still, like, at this stage at least, he's my favorite character in Final Fantasy VII. We'll see if it remains that way by the end of this game, but I've always been a fan of him. He's great.
Remember my cat?
Whoops.
Her name was Fluffy, I think?
Yeah. She was always disappearing, and that day was no different.
Yeah, now things are going to get a little bit more awkward as we investigate a bit deeper into Tifa's place. Where do we go? Yeah. I'm not sure, like, if the stuff that you get here carries through. Honestly, I don't remember, or if it's only for this flashback section. It's all of this stuff, for example. Because obviously, looking at our level, Cloud is level 40 here. He's not going to be level 40 when we actually get to the present time and continue the story. So these items might be just reserved for this flashback.
You went into my room?
I did.
Oh boy. Cloud the Creeper. We have the piano, but this Moogle here is very cute, I have to say. Just want to see if there's anything that's like the photos and stuff. Is there anything that we can glean from those? Like the paintings and stuff. Nothing obvious to me. But if anyone sees anything interesting from these, obviously, I'm sure in the comments someone will mention that stuff. For anyone that's watching me play for the first time, like you're new to the channel, I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy VII, but I would still consider myself in the casual fan camp. I'm not like a massive lore head, or like, you know, I have a very deep knowledge of all of that stuff, so that's generally my situation with 7.
You went through my stuff?
I know I shouldn't have.
Cloud! You asshole!
I think especially with the little mini prologue thing we had with Zack and Aerith, and obviously, you know, him trying to save her and stuff, I think it's even more kind of showing that Zack and Aerith are the couple, and Cloud and Tifa are potentially, you know, the couple. I always felt that way from the OG anyway. Obviously, there's a lot of Cloud Aerith shippers, and that's the whole thing and whatever. But for me, at least, I'm generally Team Tifa anyway. And so I was always like, Cloud and Tifa for me were always the couple, and Zack and Aerith are the other couple. So yeah, playing the piano, inspect pianos you encounter to start tickling the ivories, and perform pieces using sheet music you've acquired.
Did you actually play it?
Went to town on it. Yeah, I have no musical kind of thing at all here. I cannot play any musical instruments. I don't have an ear for music. I'm completely like incapable of doing this stuff. But all I can say is this seems quite detailed. So, I mean, if you really want to like push it, it's like there's a lot of stuff here. So no, I'm not going to try and play piano for you guys, but I just wanted to show you guys that it can be done. And already, I think I literally saw on my YouTube feed, like someone was playing like Still Dre or something like that. Like, I'm sure there's going to be a massive... why can't I quit? Do I have to play enough notes? I have to try and do enough? Like, there's going to be a massive compilation of like different songs played by Cloud on this piano. Yeah, you have to be a bit careful, I guess, with switching to different ones. Like, it's hard to not hit 2 at once, like that. So, yeah, it's going to take some practice for anyone that's into the whole piano stuff. Oh, I'm using the analog stick, that's why I couldn't quit. Sorry. But what I have noticed is that poster on the side with basically Mr. Dolphin. That looks like Zell to me. That's a nod to Zell from Final Fantasy VIII.
Wow.
So,
where'd you learn to do that?
Hey, you gotta play for us sometime.
Well, shit. You're a merc of many talents.
I think the game's being far too kind. It would be funny if they had a way to know, like, whether you played anything sensical or not, and then they kind of took the piss if he did what I did, basically. I don't know if having the sheet music will make it even, like, someone who doesn't know anything about, like, pianos or playing music. Like, can it be intuitive enough for us to play music? I don't know. But, yeah. Alright, I was going to say no general store access, but I guess we do.
Be sure to rest up tonight. Got a long day tomorrow.
So you can see, I mean, already the detail here. Like, you don't really have to go into here, I think. Because it's a flashback section.
I gotta catch a
But we
glimpse
still
of
got it.
Ah, Shinra's here, I see. Thank you for coming.
You're Shinra? Shinra?
Oh, whoops. I didn't recognize you, Cloud. How you've grown.
You got tall, but you're all bones. And there's your first Final Fantasy X reference. Yes.
Come on, that's enough.
Right, here we go.
Don't make any trouble for Sephiroth.
Can only imagine what their lives must be like.
Please.
A soldier.
And you are?
Old Sabin.
Rashard Sangan. A humble traveler of the world. And teacher of martial arts to the youth. toned, but lacking mass. You need to bulk up.
That's basically what he's saying as well.
Who asked you?
You could learn a lot from me.
Pass.
Don't be shy. I have many pupils your age. At last count, 128. In fact, one of them's from this very village. Perhaps you know her. Tifa.
Sure.
A real talent, that one. She'll go far.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right? Got anything to say for yourself?
I didn't know.
The very dramatic Zangan.
I'd be interested to see how one of Shinra's finest fights.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna... I forgot the whole deal with him. Like, do we ever get to see him again in the future? Like, they gave him, like, a proper cutscene intro, and, like, they told us about how, like, he trained Aerith and all that stuff. Sorry, Tifa and all that stuff. So, I don't know. We'll see how much more of him we get to see beyond the flashback. I forgot what happened to him, I'm being honest.
Welcome back. Sephiroth's already gone upstairs.
Alright, let's follow suit.
Didn't really notice at the time, but looking back, all the signs were there. From the moment we arrived, Sephiroth just wasn't himself.
Yeah, even the small glimpses we've had so far of kind of like pre-going insane Sephiroth, I've really enjoyed. I more recently played Crisis Core Reunion on the channel, and getting to see like the pre-insane Sephiroth, like the hero Sephiroth timeline, I found that really cool, and getting to see that, like how much of a hero he truly was and what he was like before he went off the rails. It's really cool.
What you looking at?
This landscape.
Huh?
I could swear I've seen it before.
You okay?
Big day tomorrow. We'll be leaving bright and early. You should get some rest.
All right, will do.
Night.
Yeah, even that was a bit ominous.
I tried, but I couldn't get to sleep that night. Was too excited, too nervous.
Was pretty much the same for me.
Why?
Yeah, I was surprised too.
You know what happened the last time she went up there.
That was years ago, Brian. She's old enough to make her own decisions now.
We leave once our guide arrives.
Yes, sir.
Brian! Sephiroth, sir, I must insist that I take you up the mountain. My daughter isn't...
Dad!
Tifa, you can still back out. You don't have to do this.
I'm going, and that's that. There'll be 2 soldiers with me. I'll be fine.
Pumpkin!
Good morning, sir. I'll be your guide for the day.
Tifa? You're our guide?
I sure am. You can ask anyone around here. I'm the best there is.
You could get hurt.
Not if you remember to do your job, she won't. Come on.
For a posterity, sir?
Not today.
Can you talk to him?
Please, Sephiroth. It'd mean a lot to us.
It's just one photo. Come on, where's the harm in that? There? Thanks.
Iconic photo.
Say cheese!
Sounds like you were having a good time.
One more!
Yeah, I guess we were.
Later.
For a while.
The reactor was halfway up Mount Nibel. I was looking forward to breathing that crisp, clean mountain air again.
Okay, sprinting. Sure. And yeah, this was in Remake 2. Especially restoring MP is useful, man. Right, here we go, my friends. And already, like, the feel, the aesthetic, everything is so different to Remake, so much more open. It just feels refreshing. Really, really nice. So, like, this, for example, is a very linear section of the game in general. Like, you can't really... It's far from open. But still, I think just the general location and the art design and the feel that they've created, it feels so nice and open. It just looks beautiful. Awesome. And yes, now Hamaguchi is listed as the sole director of this game. I believe he was co-director of the first, and now he's been upgraded to be the man, basically. Now, what I've found interesting is that sometimes when you go off like the main path, you slow down deliberately. So I'm trying to run here, but the game's forcing me into a walk. I think this is a game's way of saying, yes, you can walk here, but there's nothing to really get at this point. So he breaks into a run, and then sometimes he starts to walk again. It's interesting. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but you can already see, I mean, you do have some license, even in the more linear sections, to just not be completely railroaded. And as the game expands, I'm sure that's going to become a thing as well. But again, this theme, just iconic. Sephiroth, iconic. Cowgirl Tifa, iconic. You know, all of this stuff is just so memorable, nostalgic. And it really has been given that awesome, fresh lick of paint and reimagined in a brand new way for the modern age. It's just so good.
You probably already know this, but our reactor's the first of its kind. It really put Mount Nibel on the map.
I've seen a few reactors in my time, but none with such a breathtaking view. Who could tire of it?
Everyone, eventually.
Man, I wish I could go on trips all over the world like you guys.
Trips. I think you mean business trips, which are no fun at all.
Though you do learn stuff on them.
That's so cool.
Yeah, even just getting to have these like conversations as we walk through and stuff, it's just so great. The environments look brilliant, to my eye at least. It's, again, difficult to compare with Remake because the design is just so different, because the areas are so different from Midgar, that saying it looks better than Remake is kind of unfair because it's just different. I think like the character models and that type of stuff, they seem pretty much very similar, but just the general look, I mean, they really want you to see what they've cooked up here. Camera like pulling back, giving you the wider view, all of that stuff. They've really taken things up a notch here. And that's what I'm saying, if Remake was already good, which for me it really was, and they're taking things up another notch, I was anticipating like Remake on 87 on meta, and I was expecting like 88 to 90 for this one. Like 90 was my ceiling, and then seeing the 93 I was like, whoa. But I always thought from day one, I always thought that Rebirth was going to be better than Remake. But by that much, at least critically, definitely didn't see that coming. But yeah, I think we can start to speed things up now, because there's going to be a lot of tutorial fights and this, that, the other. We've had our chance to appreciate the surroundings. Let's get down to business. Okay.
Everything okay? Not going too fast for you, am I?
Of course not. We're just trying to pace ourselves is all.
But I thought you guys were in a hurry.
Even so, you'll burn yourself out running like that.
I'm not even close to burned out. Not with all the training I've had.
Huh. Guess you really are the best there is.
Yeah, obviously Cloud's energy being like this is also like you get to see a slightly different side to Cloud that isn't really him. Quite literally. Alright, I think this is basically where things start to kick off, battle-wise. And there's going to be quite a few tutorials to get people up to speed. And then I will come to my first slightly negative point about the game. Because you guys know me, I'm not going to just gush about the game for 100 hours and never say anything that I'm not impressed by.
Seen those near the village, and they're not nice.
What do you think?
I think I got this.
Then they're all yours.
Copy that.
Yeah, my boy is a first class after all. Okay, here we go. Tutorial time. Now, for me, in general, this section and the first part of the game had too many tutorials, and maybe not the sheer number of them, but they basically did like 1 or 2 small tutorials per battle, and it just, for me, it didn't, like, the flow was affected by the amount of tutorials they gave you, and so I personally wasn't as big a fan of that. You guys can see what's going to happen over the next hour or two and just see if you feel the same way or not. But basically, I think there's too strong an assumption that you've never played Remake, and despite their whole like, oh, you can play this as your first game and all that kind of stuff, I find it hard to believe that anywhere near a majority or even like a strong minority of the players would not have played Remake, and so I think there is a little bit too much of a like tutorial situation here. But that said, we are going to go through it and we will still make progress. So for now, it's just telling you obviously the basic attack, which again we've already fought with Zack, we fought with Sephiroth, and now they're telling us that you press square to attack. Like, maybe they should have, like, it just doesn't seem like there's any point in telling us that. Like, if you didn't know that square was attack, you wouldn't have even made it through the prologue. So
it's on now.
I don't know.
Let's see.
2 trophies in the first fight. Okay, that's
That
generous.
was awesome!
You think?
If this is how it's going to be, there doesn't seem much point in me fighting.
I guess not. You leave it all to me, huh?
Don't mind if I do.
Look at this wholesome Sephiroth. It feels like in another life he could have just been like this really awesome mentor, almost Auron-like character that's accompanying us through the story. Alas. Right, initiating combat. Yeah, so you can get a preemptive if you press square before that happens. And again, yep, ATB. Let's see what we've got. These ones we are going to recognize from Remake. We saw the same stuff.
You're done.
I'm not going to use Punisher mode yet against these guys. Oh.
Piece of cake.
Yeah, I mean, he is a level 40 here.
Is that Mako? Whoa.
Damn.
Come on, soldier. You can do better than that, can't you?
Just you watch.
Alright, here we go. Avoiding damage, press R1 to block or circle to move out. The way block with perfect timing to render the attack ineffective. Look at this perfect block coming up. Here we go. I think perfect blocking is hard. Like, I've never been able to do that stuff. Since we're level 40, you can toy with those. Oh, there you go. That's a perfect block. And you get to kind of stagger it a little bit. So, yeah. I mean, if you really get into it and you practice that stuff, you'll get a lot of perfect blocks. Right. Let's bring it down.
Burn. You're done. I gotta say, that one felt pretty good.
But yeah, if there's one thing I remember from Remake was that even if you don't perfect block, which I don't pretty much 99.9% of the time, and you just do a normal block, and especially if you start to get like the materia that makes your blocks more effective, you just take the damage, and it reduces it by such a large amount that you don't need to put much effort into making sure you time stuff perfectly and dodge and perfect block. And for the vast majority of stuff, barring the most difficult of battles, that will get you through anyway. But ideally, yeah, if you can get better at doing perfect blocks, that's going to help you a lot in the hardest battles. Now, this is one thing that I just never liked as much in the original. I felt like locking on and switching, it was never quite as reliable as I liked. Especially when enemies had like multiple body parts, I always found that a bit tough. Yeah, so took the hit on purpose, didn't try and do anything fancy. Let's try and dodge it. Yeah, there we go. There it is.
Let's finish this. Bye.
There we go.
Well done, Trooper.
Thank you.
I got the rest.
Okay. Not a tutorial this time, but I've got a double charge situation.
Calling fire.
Oh, okay, I think I timed that well. Let's try and do this, see if we can get him. Nice.
See ya.
We still have a long way to go.
Shall we pick up the pace?
Not unless we absolutely have to. Our guide might not be so lucky next time.
Then, how about I go on ahead and clear the way for you guys? I'll be careful.
You'd better.
Cool. See you at the reactor.
Right. Materia. Try equipping the materia clouds provided for this mission. No. Good that they give you the option here. We generally, most of us would understand materia. But still, they give you another tutorial anyway. Even though you're like, I don't want to see the tutorial, which implies you feel confident that you know what you're doing, they still give you this on top. So this stuff is all accessible in the menu later, I'm pretty sure. So if you really just, if you're finding these too annoying, you can just pretty much insta-skip them. So you don't have to read them every time. But yeah, I did find the tutorial implementation a bit too like staggered and just like not great for the flow of the battle in the game. It's not a massive deal, but it did bug me a little bit. So let me have a look at the map here. So this is some kind of dead end, but I think there's something there. So let's have a look through. Also, you should be able to skip encounters. Let's see what they do here with this. Ah, shit. Yeah. Okay, switching modes. Let's do that. Punisher mode, more slowly. Yeah, okay.
It's on now.
Yeah, Punisher mode is definitely punishing. He's a beast, especially at level 40.
Piece of cake.
He's at a whole different level to these guys. Obviously, even with any kind of dynamic or whatever, they're not going to give you a hard time at this stage of the game. Which is the right thing to do. Yeah, even stuff like this, you can just climb onto stuff. There's definitely a much better variety of traversal in this game, which obviously suits the much more open nature. They haven't overdone it. It's not like, you know, you can just climb absolutely everything, but I think this is more than enough for what they're trying to achieve here. So I'm going to try and run
If it's a
past
fight
here.
you want,
They haven't given me the tutorial yet for it, but that's fine. Okay. Yeah, so one of the things I remember from the second preview that I played, they give you a tutorial on like fleeing encounters, and what I found amusing was that, okay, you flee that encounter, then the next one you come across, having just learned the fleeing tutorial, you're like, okay, I want to flee this one too. But then they don't let you flee that encounter because it's a tutorial battle of something else, and then you have to do that. It's just, I remember finding that quite silly. Yeah, there's a materia up there. What do we got? Why is it not? There we go. Okay. So this should be the dead end.
Hey! Not that way! It's a dead end! Rockslide took out the bridge a while ago. Come on back, okay?
okay.
Right, so I'll have a quick look at the material. We'll at least see how the menus look and stuff before continuing on. Yep, stuff. Let's see. Materia and equipment. So all of this is locked, so I can't change any of that. But we have some extra materia slots. Healing, fire, ice. Let's add that fresh new wind materia. We also have an assess materia. And that's all we have for now. Should be all we need. Combat settings. Okay. One thing I never did was the shortcuts. I think for me, because I'm just more of an OG ATB style player, even when it comes to like selecting Braver or triple slash or whatever, going into the menus and doing it just feels more old school to me, and it's just a feeling that I like. Again, I think if you want to really optimize and get as good at the game as possible and deal damage as quickly as possible and string combos together, etc., I think setting shortcuts and using them, I think is definitely a smart way to do it. But for me, at least, that's how I prefer to play. I think that's how it will remain for now. But yeah, I think because, again, it's a flashback session, there's still aspects of this stuff that they're just not going to teach you. So we'll have to wait until Chapter 2 for that, so I won't go too deep into it. There's going to be plenty of time to look into all that stuff in the next couple of hours. Like I said, it's a long game. This is going to be a long series, so hopefully if it's a very good game, it's an excellent game, it's an amazing game, then it being a very long series will not be a problem. Because, I mean, Elden Ring was 180 episodes or something like that, and it was one of the best games I've ever played, so hopefully it can do both.
Gotta make a detour through a Shinra facility.
To think I almost made you our guide. Good thing I reconsidered. Otherwise, you'd have led us straight off a cliff. Lead on.
I wish we had more Sephiroth time, man. Like, where he loses it. Not in this, like, flashback, but, like, there's just more. I really do like this version of Sephiroth. I mean, he's obviously iconic and badass as a villain anyway, but like just seeing this side of him, I always found awesome. Right. He's also a hacker. Who knew? I don't think we've got any MP yet in these chests, right? Yeah. They're always a bit stingy with that MP, man. That's the one thing that always I was never too much of a fan of. But because like for me, when I use magic, that's again one of the most old school feelings. I love the magic implementation in this game, and so I always want to try and use magic when I'm fighting. But having to manage MP, you see, it's kind of it counteracts that to some extent. But in general, it's fine. It's not like you're constantly stuck for MP. Sometimes they make it a bit difficult. Okay, so hold on. Let's just equip this first, and then we'll have a swap. of this one. I think wind works well against aerial enemies, and we've got some aerial stuff here. So this is kind of interesting. I like that. Because obviously some of these materials take so many AP points to increase in level. Getting it for only 300 or less is definitely nice. Right. Lots to do here. Elevator. Another quick mention, actually, as I see the not so great textures of this door. Graphics versus performance mode. There's going to be a battle coming up against that guy. Memorable enemy from the first game. Like a casual random encounter, but they've turned into something a bit cooler here. So yeah, I have heard that the performance mode is quite soft and blurry. So basically, as a content creator, I'm uploading these to YouTube, and quality takes a hit when I'm uploading anyway, like even at the highest settings. And so anything that's going to really make the quality look quite bad, I'm not a fan of. And I prefer just like the crispiest, nicest looking game that I can have. I'm not a massive frame rate guy. I obviously prefer 60 frames, but not enough to deal with like a really soft looking game, if that's the sacrifice I have to make. So we are in graphics mode, but let me briefly change it to performance. Let's see if we can spot a difference. Yeah, I mean, to my eye, it definitely looks like notably softer, especially emotion. I look at Cloud's face and stuff. Like, it just, to me, it doesn't look right. Apparently, they released a patch, and the patch supposedly doesn't really do very much. It doesn't really look much better. So for me personally, like, no, this isn't the look for me. Maybe depending on your TV, you have maybe like you're playing on a smaller screen where everything's already a bit more kind of scrunched together, so you don't notice the softness as much, or whatever it might be. For me, it's just not. I don't want to play it in that mode, so I'm going to stick with graphics. I think this is the look. Much better. Yeah, the console generation we're in is not quite there yet in terms of making games look like this and run at a rock solid 60. I think we've got one more generation to go, but then we won't have to really compromise as much anymore, I feel. Then it'll be like 120 versus 60, and I think 60 is more than enough for me for like the rest of my gaming career. I think I'll be fine with 60 for the types of games that I play. Not sure if there'll be any more patches to make performance mode look better. But this is the launch day version. So hopefully you guys remember this enemy. Looks very cool. Whoop. I feel like this guy needs a bit of a... Oh, I counteracted there. So, oh, that's some long range. Wow. What is this guy weak to? Maybe fire?
Burn! It's on now!
There it is. Yeah. Yeah, I think Punisher mode works nicely against this guy.
You're done. Gotta say, that one felt pretty good.
Nice. So I've already been picking up a fair few healing items. I think it's time to start using some of them. 700 HP. That'll do. Yeah, I really like the design of that. I always thought they looked pretty cool in OG anyway, but they've done a really nice job.
Around for a while, but there are still pockets of Mako gas all over the mountain. Try not to breathe it in if you can.
Don't want to get Mako poisoning.
So here's the second thing that I wasn't too big a fan of in the previews that I played. You guys will remember in Remake there was definitely a few sections where they just had too many like fluff, fillery things that was just kind of a bit pointless and wasn't that much fun. It's a bit of a time waste. This game, for this chapter, for this flashback, this seems to be one of the things it does have. So you got these sections that have Mako, and you need to wheel this unit around and like suck up the Mako basically. Like, why can't the grunts do this? Like, this should be like the troopers should be doing this. But yeah. Again, it's not the end of the world, but it's just like, it felt just unnecessary to me.
Elevator access granted.
And I think we do this more than once. I think that's when, like, the first time I didn't really mind, but then the second time I was like, oh man. Still no MP. Oh, a Phoenix down, that's nice. But that's what I mean, if I was using MP like every battle, just for fun, just because I like playing with magic, I'd probably already be down to like 20 MP or something, and I wouldn't have restored any of it, so that's what I mean. Climb that? No. Steel sky.
Come on.
The rain begins and we have a bridge to cross. There you go, almost missed it. Just generally trying to get myself into the habit of looking around, trying to get everything I can. I'm still going to miss plenty. I'm not playing with like some kind of guide, obviously, but you know how it is with these first blind playthroughs.
Just thinking about crossing that thing.
Then let me go first.
Hey, I'm the guide here.
What could possibly go wrong?
Tifa! Are you okay?
Not really!
What are you...
He's in Fate's hands now. Do you know the way?
Yeah. Following the river should get us back to the village.
We're not going to the village. Can you get us to the reactor?
Sorry, I don't think I can.
I see. Well, we certainly can't send you back alone. You'll be safer with us.
Okay.
I'll be joining you up front this time. What? For your performance review.
You kidding me?
Good luck.
Save for Sephiroth. Let's go. Right. So yes, we have the ever controversial yellow highlighted point of interest. I'm still in two minds about this, but for me it's one of those things where it's like, yes, it is a bit immersion breaking and stuff, but I never break my immersion enough to not think I'm playing a video game. And so I'm like, yes, okay, it's a video game thing. They're just making it obvious for me where I need to go. Like, for me, it's not a big deal, but I understand that people hate this. Or like, you know, painting barrels yellow that you need to destroy and stuff like that. But yeah, it's whatever. Right. Yep, restores both HP and MP. That's good. HP up materia. Let's just equip it anyway. Can I equip anything on him? I can. Nice. How much HP does he have? 4,200. Nice. I think Cloud, yeah, he already has no slots left. We might as well just give it to Sephiroth. Why not? Ah. Well, search for that. I kind of like having a level 2. I'm not going to equip the... He's already level 40, man. He'll be okay. Famous last words as he dies in the flashback prologue-y part of the game. But you can see we're not... Like, there's still a lot to do in this chapter 1. And it's already been quite a while. So even the Nibelheim flashback is quite long. Let's do our first save, I think, honestly. Does it give you a time for how long it's been? 1 hour 13, yeah. So I'd say it's a good like couple of hours or so. And there's going to be people that take it even more slowly than I do. Okay, let's see Sephi Boy in action.
Off you go.
Here we go, switching characters. Yeah. So I think honestly I want to do like this section completely as Sephiroth, because when are you going to get this chance again? So I'm going to do that. Yep. Hold to do a ranged attack. Retaliation stance. Yeah, okay. I feel like Sephiroth just doesn't need that. Like, farewell. And I love the way he walks around as well. It's awesome. Die. Love it. He's pretty untouchable. Sephiroth is the current party leader, meaning you'll control him at the start of combat. This is smart, I think. I like this. So that's good. Combat settings, yeah. So that's basically what I want to do. I mean, it's a very special opportunity to play as Sephiroth anyway. So we're going to keep him as the leader. Don't need to control a scrub like Cloud.
More Mako gas ahead.
There's no way around it either. Just have to go through.
We like bypass those guys.
Let's not waste any time. Mako this thick is dangerous.
Yes, we can. We got empower material. That's a new one, surely. What does that do? Allows you to use physical and magical attack strengthening spells. Pairing with warding material grants resistance to physical and magical attack reduction. Right, so I can use bravery and stuff. Interesting. Okay. Again, probably not necessary. I can manage without, but let's just equip it anyway. For a potential boss battle in the future. Might help. I think I'll remove the ice one. I feel like not having any healing would be a bit disrespectful. Okay. But yeah, even Sephiroth, they only gave him 60 MP. Like he's got all of the tricks in the bag, but because of his limited MP, he won't be able to just fire off spells like as much as he wants, which he should be able to do. Really, he's Sephiroth. I think we have to fight these guys. There's no avoiding them. That's fine. It's not exactly a problem.
Fine.
So long. Put it home.
I actually want to see the high-level spell in action. 18 MP for Thundaga. I think it's probably weak to Eroga. Show me. Sheesh. Yeah, so he can basically cast like 3 Erogas and that's it.
A Mako spring.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, but if we keep using Mako to power our homes, springs like this will disappear, right?
What are you talking about? Who told you that?
My dad. And the mayor, if you must know.
Except the planet's huge. Mako will never run out, right?
Naturally formed materia. And look at the size of it. Astounding. For the Mako energy to condense into something like this, it must have taken an eternity.
I've always wondered, how does materia let you cast spells exactly?
How did you ever get to be a soldier? To put it simply, the knowledge of the ancients is sealed within each orb. That knowledge not only connects us to the planet, it allows us to tap into her power. That's how we can use magic. Or so they say.
Really? Magic sure is weird.
I know someone who'd be livid to hear you call it weird, or magic for that matter. I can just imagine what he'd say. It's an affront to science.
Who?
Hojo, from Research and Development. His predecessor was a great man, but him... he is anything but. We should press on.
Sephiroth and Hojo, huh? But yeah, this particular image just does, like, I feel like the place where we fight Sephiroth, Final Fantasy X, like, it has a bit of that type of energy. Okay. Let's keep pushing forward.
Steady.
Doesn't bring it down. Okay, fine.
Come on.
I think using spells against this guy is also smart. Yep. Even a fire spell did like 2,000 something.
Piece of cake.
See some yellow glowing material there. Haven't used assess yet. Like, for me that feels more like boss battles or something I'm struggling against. What have we got? Spare change, okay. Interesting. I'm not going to use spare change, that would be an affront to Sephiroth. So.
There's no match for us.
He's just way too powerful.
This way.
Holy shit. Yeah, definitely a lot of fun to fight as Sephiroth. When I did the second preview where I got to play the game from the start, it gives you an option to skip this whole like section with Sephiroth, and so I basically didn't really play much with Sephiroth in January, and so Sephiroth gameplay for me was like 5 months ago or something, so it genuinely has been a while. It does remind me of actually 16's bit, like the area near the hub in the second part of the game. Don't remember the name. Okay, they even pull in those tricks. I think this is a happy medium. They don't need to try and go full like Uncharted / Tomb Raider on us. I think that'd be too much.
Heads up.
Come on.
Oh, we got dazed. Damn. Cloud doesn't have any ATB anyway, I'll just wait. I'm not even going to bother switching to Cloud at all here.
Well, that's that.
Okay. Yeah, a little bit of overlap going on here. I guess that stuff must be very difficult to program. I feel like it happens in a lot of games. Come, buddy. Yeah, it's not quite as fluid as I would like, but it's okay. What do we got? Ooh, magnifying materia. Man, in Remake, I think you only get like one of those in the whole game or something. I'll change it for that. Yeah, you guys didn't need to join me down here. So this for me is too slow. Like I guess it's more realistic that it's that slow, but yeah. But they get to just teleport up here. That's nice for them. Wish I could do that. See more materia. Okay. When guarding with R1, you can team up with allies to form a variety of synergy skills. So here we go. First time we see the word synergy appearing. Useful abilities that do not consume ATB charges. So that's why it's important.
If it's a fight you want.
There you go. So I don't know what they're like. Do we basically constantly have access to them? Like, yeah, you can basically just spam these. I'm not saying it's the best thing to do, but it's possible. Very interesting. Let's give it some of that.
I won't let you down.
Yep.
It's all you. All right.
There it is. Yep. Okay.
Watch your mouth. I won't let you down.
Make sure Sephiroth does his stuff. So does he.
Hold still. Die. Piece of cake.
Nice. Potion. And we had another materia up there somewhere. There we go. Precision defense and focus materia. Extended input timing for precision defense. Ah, nice. Cool. For now, I'd rather keep my healing materia. Again, I'm pretty sure we're going to lose all of these materia anyway once we continue the game. So we'll see.
Gotta say, that one felt pretty good.
Indeed it did. So we are slowly starting to get towards the business end now, the flashback. Auto cast material, we know what that one does. Yeah, only thing is that it doesn't say that it doesn't use up MP, which might not be smart, so I think I'll just leave it for now. We've got more than enough tools here. Like it's nice. We'll take all of those, but still stingy with MP. So yes, here we go again. This is the second time we have to do one of these. They're not as bad as the crane arm things in Remake, but obviously it's very early days. We don't know what else there is to do this type.
No Mako gas detected. Elevator access granted.
Alright, here we go. Getting closer now. I did plan to basically make this first episode all of Chapter 1. We'll see how that goes. I'm not sure if I want to put like a 2.5 hour episode or something. I really don't know how long it's going to end up being, but we'll see. I want to give you guys a big juicy piece of content to start the series. And well, I know it's going to be a long one, so using up like 2 hours for one episode is not a huge deal for the launch day. Looks like it's almost certain to go over 100 parts, so buckle up, kids. It'll be a long series. Okay. Quick adventure down here. I think that's that. Yeah. Alright, let's do it.
Wait.
Huh?
What?
There we go. So not the same enemy as the OG here.
This way.
You said you wanted to be a hero.
Wish I hadn't.
Okay.
Materia.
Someone should tell it we're not.
Be my guest.
Materia Guardian. Not a Materia Keeper, but a Guardian. We'll see.
You gotta keep your guard up.
Unblockable attacks. Yep. Our good old buddies. Having fought Weiss quite recently, I know all about those. I'll try my best. Oh, okay. Obviously for him, there's not much you can do there.
Not doing so great.
Rookies.
I'll try and launch a bigger spell at it. See if that's enough.
I owe you one.
There we go. Pressured.
Of course.
We'll let Cloud build up a bit of gauge too.
Try to keep your guard up.
Ah, I thought I dodged that. Let's do some assess here.
Stand back.
Ah, whoops. How did I get the assess screen? No, let's see. There it is, okay. Weak to fire, that's good. Ferocious beast that dwells within the caves of Mount Nibel. Prolonged exposure to Mako has caused it to mutate. Its dangerously sharp claws allow it to scale the walls and hang from the ceiling with alarming ease running from control. Evading its capture attempts or freeing captured allies will pressure it. Destroying its legs while it's on the ceiling will also pressure it. Okay. Let's give it some more fire. Right.
On me.
It's a phase. And here's a special synergy attack.
Sephiroth.
So we should be able to fire off spells at its legs here.
Pretty mobile.
Till we knock it down.
Good thing I don't just fight with a sword.
Oh man, I took the magnify off the wrong one. That's a bit dumb. Whoops.
I got this.
Yeah, that helps. Not bravery.
Calling fire. Get him. Got it.
Move in.
Copy.
There it is. You can see that limit break going up as well.
Stand back.
See if I can get a move with Cloud as well.
Sephiroth, take the lead.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll save the ATB slots to bring it down from the ceiling.
Defense, Cloud.
I won't let you down.
So far, so good.
You're practically panting.
I'm excited.
Such a puppy.
I love that line. Right, turntables on the Beast of the Mountain with a coordinated attack from Cloud and Sephiroth. Use their double helix synergy ability from the command made to bring the Materia Guardian crashing down to the cave floor.
Don't like the looks of this.
Stay alert.
Alright, here we go. So this is the brand new big boy move. Let's see it.
Sephiroth, take the lead. Whoa, that was insane.
That's Sephiroth. I just love that. Alright, let's just go in here.
It's all you.
Can't go near the Mako.
sure I can get away there.
Watch the gas.
Oh, after doing that, my MP is 0 now? Sweet. Oh, also a change, by the way. Level 3s cost 2 ATB. I think that's fair. I'm not going to complain about that. Magic can be pretty OP after all. There we go again. We're off to the races. Let's finish this. I would have liked to have got the limit for both, but I think it's going to die too soon for that. Oh wait, we got it again.
Yes, sir.
At least we can finish it off with this. There we go.
Got ya.
Obviously with Sephiroth, can't be too difficult.
Take it from here. Nice work.
So wholesome.
Okay, hold up. Maybe I'm missing something here, but everything you've said makes Sephiroth sound like a stand-up guy.
Well, he was.
And now he's pure evil, trying to kill everyone on the planet. Help me to understand this shit. Tell me something that'll really make my blood boil.
Oh, I will. I will. You wait out here, Tifa.
No way! I want to go too. Please?
Sorry, no civilians. Even if we weren't on a mission.
Come on!
Keep the young lady safe.
Carry on.
You better keep me safe.
Okay, here we are, where things start to get more interesting.
I really wanted to see the reactor.
This guy, you want to have a chat? No? Can't talk to him? Okay. Right, I'm going to throw another save in here actually, and then we get going. As I say, Chapter 1 is long. Like, in general, like, the game is a long, in-depth kind of game. So an hour and 41 and we still have a decent chunk of Chapter 1 to go here. Let's go. I believe the combat side of things might be over. It's going to be story, but there's a lot of story still to tell here, of course. The Sephiroth does seem like a stand-up guy.
To be all systems go.
You'd think it'd be running at reduced output, like most last-gen models.
And let me guess, villagers don't have a clue about this.
Knowing Shinra? Of course not.
The company really needs to be more transparent.
Tell that to the president.
What exactly is the problem with this place?
The people in charge. While most reactors are under the jurisdiction of urban planning, this one is overseen by R&D.
Huh. Why do I suddenly have a bad feeling about this?
Whatever you see here, you are not to speak of it.
Oh, I won't.
Yeah, I don't really remember how much fighting there is left here, if any. Is there a quick way to do this? Yes, there is. Good. Thank you. Yeah, there's no more items and stuff to pick up, so it seems even less likely here. I think that is a sign that we're just pushing forward. And yes, here is the room.
Perhaps You'd like to say a few words to your sword first? Hojo, you are really something.
What are those things? Genova? Wasn't that...
The malfunction must be forcing the pods to depressurize. Cloud, go out and shut off the valve.
Copy.
Music's really good. Sound design. Definitely one of the strong suits of the remake anyway. And well, they have a fabulous blueprint from Final Fantasy VII anyway. But I always felt they did really well with the remade soundtrack too. The magic number. One more. Okay. Five's the magic number.
What are you doing?
These pods were built for the production of artificial materia. But Hojo repurposed them as incubators, cages for animals, infused with Mako, all to birth a new breed of monster. But he didn't stop at animals. Oh no. There were other subjects. Look.
Sephiroth.
Ever since I was a child, I knew that I was different. That I was special. But not like this. Not like this. Am I even human?
Eventually, we went back to the inn. But when we got there, Sephiroth locked himself in his room.
The mayor had been looking forward to having dinner with bona fide soldiers. so he didn't take the news too well. Dad had to put up with his belly aching for hours afterward.
Huh?
Must have sucked. But what about Sephiroth? What happened to him?
He left. Didn't tell a soul where he was going.
Right then, let's continue.
I met Sephiroth as he was heading for Shinra Manor, and he acted like I wasn't even there. Busy, I suppose.
Yeah, his transformation has begun.
Haven't heard anything about the reactor either. What happened up there anyway?
He's holed up inside the mansion.
Something's been off ever since he came back from the reactor. Too much exposure to Mako? Then we ought to bring him some medicine.
I do wonder if we can see Tifa. There's my answer. Yeah, they're shifting the story forward. They want you to move straight onto whatever's happening. Shira Mansion. Don't blame him.
If you're looking for Sephiroth, I saw him headed toward the mansion.
Sephiroth wasn't looking so hot when he passed by.
Shinra Manor was the biggest building in town, and older than the reactor. The company used to conduct research there, back when they were still a small manufacturer. Even so, the rent on that plot was basically what kept the village afloat.
Well, here we are. What now?
I mean, the whole place is pitch black. You think he's sleeping or something?
What if he's sick and needs our help?
Him? A little Mako poisoning isn't gonna hurt a living legend.
Yeah, getting to hear like their concern for him and how much of a hero he really is definitely just helps give a little bit more perspective to that stuff as well. Okay. I can't shake the feeling that there might be something there. Like the map has a little bit of curves in, but let's go into Shinra Manor. And I think I remember the layout from the OG.
Took a look around the place, but Sephiroth was nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, it looks really cool. Nice lighting, design. But I do think the layout is different to how it is in the OG. This piano is definitely not playable. Thank God for that. You don't have to hear me clanging away on the keys. But I can't like sprint or run in here, it's just purely walk, so I think it's very much like this is a kind of restricted version. They don't want you snooping around too much here. Yeah, okay, they've blocked everything off. So again, we're going straight for the narrative here. Get this flashback complete. Truly begin the unknown journey. Obviously curious about the Vincent / Yuffie implementation. This Vincent feels to me like they've probably made him more like Red 13. In Remake, he doesn't seem as if he's a proper party member.
Was news to me too. Doubt anyone in the village had a clue.
Same with Sid and so we'll just have to see how that stuff goes. So have a look at these like graffiti's on the wall. Turn back. I'm not sure if that says turn back in Japanese, but it is. Is that Hojo? Interesting. Okay. And yes, here it is. The famous corridor.
Excavated from a 2,000-year-old rock layer, a life form in stasis. Professor Gast named this life form Genova. MEGL 77-1977. Genova. Verified as an ancient. MEGL 9/13/1977. Genova project approved. So, they named the life form Genova. And once they understood what she was, they grew ambitious.
Hey, Sephiroth. What you got there?
Leave me be.
And that was it. He stayed holed up in the basement. Reading, like a man possessed. We got Genova. A locked reactor door. The name of Sephiroth's mother. And ancients. Screw it. Racking my brain's not gonna get me anywhere. May as well just ask the guy.
Cloud. I've come across the most fascinating passage. The specimen found in strata dating back 2,000 years smiled with what could only be described as ethereal grace. Though the truth eluded me at first, I later determined that she was an ancient, or a steward of the planet, as they are referred to in legend. She needed a name, and so I dubbed her Genova. The Genova project was approved soon after. A bold initiative to resurrect the long-dead ancients. An initiative that resulted in my conception. Or rather, my creation. The crowning glory of Professor Gast's wondrous experiment.
He created you?
I should go. Mother is waiting.
Hey! hold on!
Yeah, it's Cloud that does the flying this time.
I keep asking myself, why couldn't I have come to sooner? If I had, maybe I could have saved the village. Or tried, at least. What?
Okay, here we go. Things truly get serious here.
Hey, you! Get in there! The villagers need your help!
Watch out!
Let me through! My son's still in there!
I'm sorry! He's gone!
Yeah, the pain and horror of this situation is obviously going to be enhanced with all of the modern video visual technologies that we have.
Is it true? Sephiroth did this? Oh, it was him, all right. And he's still here. So keep your eyes peeled. God. Get your head straight. I need you to secure the way out. Now!
Yes, sir!
Sephiroth? But he... Why would he...
Yeah, they really want to make sure you fully experience this bit, the whole limping. It's a slow, agonizing experience. Can't save anyone. Can't do anything. Just have to experience the terror.
Hold on, Mom. I'm coming.
Yeah, literally adding insult to injury here. Okay, that guy looked awfully calm at the start before his adrenaline kicked in.
Almost there.
I did personally think that this like limping part, they overdid it slightly, but I get what they were trying to achieve with it.
Please be okay. Sephiroth. Mom. Mom.
Run away. You have to leave. You have to live.
Hey! Hey!
Hang in there! You're gonna be okay! Don't worry. I got you. Come on, let's get you up.
Murder! You monster!
There he is! Sephiroth! Stop! You sick son of a bitch! That's far enough! Drop the sword!
Yeah, they should have shot him by now. Maybe that would have helped. Boy, it's not going to end well for them. Maybe now shoot him? No? Okay. I guess Sephiroth almost has them hypnotized here. Whatever power he has, they can't even move. I have to assume that's the case.
Wait for me. I'm coming.
Sephiroth!
Iconic.
I followed Sephiroth all the way back to the reactor.
Dad and I had gone there to hide. When Sephiroth showed up, Dad decided that he was going to confront him. Dad! It was Sephiroth, wasn't it? He did this, didn't he? Sephiroth. Soldiers. Mako. Shinra. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of all of this!
Mother, I have come for you. Now open the way for me.
You murdered my dad! You burned
to my village!
Promised you'd save me if I was ever trapped or in trouble.
Here I am, your son. Mother, together we will reclaim our world. And I know exactly how we can do that. The Promised Land.
Sephiroth!
Mother, they have come again. The ones who robbed you of the planet. Your planet. But there's no need to be sad, Mother. Because I'm here for you. Now and forever.
You killed my mom. You killed Tifa. My village. My home.
They were mine by right. This planet too, for I have been chosen.
I believed in you. No. Not you! Whoever the hell you are!
And that's the last thing I remember. The rest is a blank.
The hell it is? What happened?
It was all over the news. I remember watching it with my mom. They said he went missing during a training exercise. But then, the story changed. A couple days later, they started reporting that he was killed in action. Yeah, that was it.
The news outlets are nothing but Shinra mouthpieces spewing propaganda. Only dumbasses believe that shit.
Question. Does that make me a dumbass?
I didn't say that. What I meant was, screw Shinra for manipulating honest folks.
It doesn't matter what they said back then. Sephiroth was in Midgar. We fought him. Whatever happened, he's alive.
Don't know about alive so much as around?
But why come back now? After 5 years, doing who knows what.
Because he wants to finish what he started. He wants to reclaim his birthright and rule over the planet with Genova at his side.
After 5 years? Not to sound like a broken record, but it's really bothering me.
Well, what's bothering me is all this Genova stuff.
Excuse me. Guess the travel or something really did a number on my back. Feels as stiff as a board.
Let me take a look. Wow. You weren't kidding, were you? Let's get you back to the room.
Yeah, let's just call it a night. No amount of guesswork will get us any closer to the truth, so how about we give our heads a rest? Oh, no you don't. That bed's mine.
Sweet dreams.
See you tomorrow. Hey, Aerith? You awake?
Barely. Why?
Was wondering, what's Cloud been doing these past 5 years? Where's he been?
And you're asking me this?
Just had a feeling you'd know.
Probably did at one point. All that stuff was taken from me, though. Or maybe erased?
By whispers?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why.
Why what?
This is gonna sound crazy, but as far as I know, Cloud was never in Nibelheim 5 years ago. Cloud, you up? Sorry, did I wake you?
Nope. What's going on?
Oh, it's nothing, really. There's just something I need to ask you. So, can we talk?
Sure.
Great, but not here. Follow me.
Okay, not going to do too much talking. There's been a lot of story and cutscene. Just let it continue.
You know that I killed her. So, who is she? Or rather, what is she?
Oh yes, the mind games. That's going to be very interesting moving forward. But the fact that Tifa acknowledged this stuff this early, I think is definitely better for the story. Helps it make a bit more sense.
Do you think Midgar's over there? Anyway.
There's something I need to ask you too.
Shoot.
That night, 5 years ago, at the reactor, I saw you lying there. Saw your wound and all the blood. I figured it was too late.
Yeah? Wait, what are you implying? That I died? That I'm some kind of imposter? Can't believe I'm having this conversation with you, but here we are. Here, look. My scar. That proof enough? After you left, Zangan found me. He's the one who brought me to the clinic. He risked his life carrying me out of the reactor and down the river. Wasn't just him, though. There's the doctor who operated on me all night, and the nurses who looked after me for days on end. I'm here now because they were there for me then. And where were you again? In fact, where have you been this whole time? For 5 years.
You know I can't tell you that.
Of course you can't. Sorry, I just need some space.
Yeah, I'm very glad they had that type of conversation. I think that's one of the aspects that made this part of the narrative a bit more difficult to follow, I think, especially for newcomers that had never experienced it before. Because I was always like, yeah, but like, when Tifa, like, wouldn't Tifa be questioning this whole thing a lot more? And I think I've read things about people saying like Tifa was worried about what it would do to Cloud's mind, like it's already clearly something's wrong with him. She doesn't want to confront him with that because she's scared of the consequences, etc. And sure, that's an explanation, but I think tackling it this way maybe is even better. And it makes that like Sephiroth's manipulation a lot more interesting as well. The whole like, you know, who is she? And Cloud thinking that maybe Tifa's an imposter, but then Tifa also knows that Cloud, well, from her perspective, Cloud wasn't there. And so this kind of this part of the narrative is so important to like the story, Cloud's identity, all of that kind of stuff. So I think it's so far at least it seems like they're doing it in a pretty good way. So this basically concludes chapter 1.
I thought we could just pick up where we left off, like nothing had changed. But I guess I was wrong.
Guess so.
I was so happy to see you again, but maybe I shouldn't have been.
Yeah, that's a relationship that needs to be rebuilt. So what I will do is I think I will wrap things up here. Basically, Cloud goes back to bed, he wakes up, and it's chapter 2. So I'm going to wrap things up here. Unsure how I'm going to upload it. I don't know if it's going to be almost like a 2.5, 3 hour video. I might not start with something that long. But whatever the case may be, I'm ending the first session here. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it and will continue to support and watch the series. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'm extremely grateful to be in a position where over the years there's more and more people that look forward to my playthrough of these games and want to support the content, and they use this channel as like a go-to place to follow new Final Fantasy releases. So thank you all so much. For anyone that's watching a Danzgo 8 playthrough for the first time, hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves especially, and you continue to stick around and enjoy more of the content. Please remember to drop that like if you haven't already, and I will see you soon for part 2. Take care.